G'day, it's Jay again. Well, let's have a look at what the official release notes are for patch 1.3. We've already covered the free content. The one thing I forgot to mention with the free content is that there is now, let's bring that up. And I'm going to save that because I'm going to use that as the screenshot, I think. But there is now Farming Simulator clothing options when you customize your character. Yeah, just what I always wanted. You will also notice they make mention of, if you play Erlengrad, which I do, the dealership now says Motor X, which is, I don't know how it's the official oil of Switzerland, but apparently it is, and now they're a partner of Farming Simulator. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. So what else is new in patch 1.3? And as you can see, like I said, it's a fairly extensive list, which is why I thought we would do it separately. Okay. First point is fixed AI issues with articulated steering wheels. Steering vehicles. I didn't know there was an issue, so oh well. Fixed animal screen scrolling input on number of animals. Okay. Doesn't say what they fixed. I had no problems with my animals. Fixed animated map objects for mod maps. That'll definitely help modders. Fixed beehive honey pallet spawning. Well, I still recommend you download the more honey pallet options from ModHub, because I doubt they adjusted the size of it. They just let it spawn more than one crate of honey without causing a bug. Fixed an issue when animal sounds were distorted while being close to an animal pen while in cabin view in your tractor or other vehicle. And yes, that was a problem. The first time I heard a cow moo at an extra loud volume, I nearly crapped my pants, because I was so not expecting that. Fixed bales that randomly appeared within the vehicle shop. Fixed crashes that appeared most recently on older console hardware when loading heavy save games or joining multiplayer game with heavy saves. Well, that should help console players quite a bit, actually, especially the older ones. Fixed damage and owner display in vehicle info HUD. Fixed errors due to localization issues in Swedish, Czech, Danish, Canadian French, and Français Canadien, and Norwegian. Fixed grassland rollers on Erlengrad. Well, the problem wasn't the rollers. The problem was that the fields weren't regrowing. So hopefully that got fixed. And I even reported that part to Giants. I said, sometimes you have to rip the field up and reseed it. Doesn't matter how many times you roll it, you have to reseed it. So one way or another, hopefully it's fixed. Fixed input for opening map directly. Okay. Fixed issues with beacon lights not matching the light reflections. Never noticed. Fixed issues with pallet forks falling into the ground. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a help. Fixed issue with vehicle strapped on a train. I have never tried to strap a vehicle to a train, and I don't know why you would. Unless you're selling it somewhere. But on these maps, I just drive it around. Fix lost wood when factory storage is full. That'll help because I know I have pressed sell wood and it should have left me some, but it filled the factory and took the rest and sent it into Never Never Land. Fix map hotspot graphics for various vehicles. Fix train hotspot display for clients on Elm Creek. Fix ModHub download progress display not being updated properly. Yeah, it did have a habit of hanging and saying it was at 50%, 50%, even though the download had finished. Fix players being able to open wrap bales on other farms, multiplayer. Fix pre-placed buildings being deleted when sold. I'm guessing that means when you sell the cereal factory now or the dairy, it stays in place and just shows as sold as opposed to completely disappearing. Very handy. Fixed rare crash and visual issues when cutting trees. That's too bad because it was pretty hilarious. Although I could never get it to happen to me. As many trees as I cut down, it just didn't want to happen. Fixed rare problem with silage silo not opening correctly when uncovered. Fixed situation where the game would not save anymore due to not enough memory. Never had that problem. I got 32 and I'm going to be upgrading to 64 gigs of memory. Fixed steering wheel axles while trailers attached to the front of the tractor. Okay. Fixed unloading of cotton bales from bale loader. Yes, that was an issue. I don't know if you've seen one of my screenshots, but it looked like you were in a scene from The Matrix with bales flying all over the place. Fixed usage of custom mod pallets in productions. Oh, I really hope people don't start making their own custom mod pallets and they keep it to Euro pallets, because we had this problem in Farming Simulator 19 when modders started making their own pallets. The auto load vehicles didn't work anymore because they didn't recognize the new pallets. Fixed usage of vehicle tool cameras. Okay. Fixed various issues with custom translation in mod maps. Didn't know that was an issue. Fixed workshop update when vehicles are changed or sold. Improved accessibility for some stations by the AI worker. Okay, so I know I had a couple of grain bins that the AI workers had a hard time getting to, like the railroad silo. So that should be good. Improved AI loading and unloading for various storage silos and hay barns. Improved collision of trees. I'm guessing that means when you have trees at the end of your field, it's not going to throw your AI workers for a loop. At least I hope that's what it means. Increase maximum height for unloading Heisemat HM8-400 KCL. I'm not sure what that vehicle is. I don't think I've ever used it. Map slot count is now calculated correctly, which will further prevent crashes on older hardware when loading into heavy save games. Xbox One players should be very happy with that. And I guess older PC players too. Okay, Stone Picker. AI worker will now stop when it's full. It would automatically unload the trailer if there is one nearby. It's kind of cool. I don't like stones. Various improvements of driving and working behavior. Well, I don't know. In the last video I did, which is the free content vehicles, the AI was still Definitely having problems. Added color configurations for Nardi header trailers. Doesn't bother me. I like black. Added contract progress notifications. I'm going to have to run a contract and see exactly what that is. Added feature to sell vehicles and tools when loading a save that would be too heavy to load on older console generations otherwise. If I don't know, well, I guess if you can't load into your game and you have to pick something to sell, that's going to be a benefit. I would much rather get into my game and see exactly what vehicles I had. And then go from there. I mean, picking a tractor, it depends on the size of your farm. It's not that easy. I mean, you don't want a 400 horsepower tractor pulling a 5-meter cultivator. Sorry, 3-meter cultivator. Anyway, carrying on. Added minimum and maximum prices over a year in the fluctuations display. That we can check very quickly. Where are the prices? Okay, so all it's really telling us is the maximum price was $19.53 and the lowest price was $13.72. I thought it was going to do it for all of these ones, not just the high and the low, but it would tell you the monthly high / low. Okay, makes sense. I misread what they put, I guess. Added license plates. I don't know if we covered that one for traffic cars on Aubaileron and Erlangrad. Added power drive transmission to Case International Magnum 400. Yes, that's fixed. Added proper ground alignment for the Kun GF 8712. I don't know if I've used that one, so I don't know if I ever had a problem with it. Added support for modders who can now snap position for cutters. Okay, basically now modders have the ability to set snap points on their custom headers so it will snap to a headed trailer. Added 3-point linkage option for the versatile 4-wheel drive. That should make some people very happy. An added wheeled US configuration for the Claas Lexion 8900. And we'll just go over this one very quickly because it took me a second to figure out. I was like, okay, configuration big, small, well, that just affects the grain header. Wheel brand, Trailborg, I was like, nothing's changing. Wheel stand up setup. It's just changing the rear tires. And I think there is only a specific brand that has wheels to it now. Yeah, BKT, I should have known. That's the new favorite tire for the game. So you have to choose, if you're confused, you have to choose BKT in order to be able to select the US wheeled version. If you go back to European setup, you get, well, it's US. Anyway, that's how you do it. It took me a second or two to figure it out too, so I thought I would save you a few seconds by showing you that. One thing I can tell you that did not get fixed, and I reported this personally, is that this sugarcane harvester is still bugged. Unless they did a stealth update to it. It only gives you 50% of what it's harvesting. You end up getting more by harvesting with the single row machine than you do with whereas sugarcane technology. You end up getting a higher yielding harvest with this than you do with a self-propelled unit. And I don't know what else to tell you. I reported it to Giants. They said we need more information. I made a video. I sent them my save game. I had 2 trailers. One was being pulled behind the self-propelled unit, which had 3,000 liters in it, whereas the unit being pulled behind the Lizard had 9,000 liters in it. It had done exactly the same. They'd both done one up and one down of my test field. And I don't know. And I've seen other people have this problem. I don't think they've realized they had this problem. I know Farmer Cop did his which crop yields the highest video. And I saw he used the self-propelled case. And it did exactly the same thing in his video that it did in mine. But when he did his final numbers, he didn't account for the fact that it was bugged. I don't think he realized it was bugged. And he was surprised that sugarcane is no longer the highest yielding crop. Well, when the harvest is bugged, of course it's not going to be. Anyway, that's it for patch 1.3. I hope it improves your gameplay, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.